So we're about to do this NFL season with no preseasons, just going into it raw and everything, despite with everything going on with the world. I mean, honestly, I don't think they should start an NFL season because if baseball can't go without a month, let alone at least 2 weeks without someone getting the coronavirus, then, I mean, I think football will be in trouble. I will be shocked if no NFL team gets it at least in the first month of play. But I could be wrong. But let's see. So it's that time of year where UrinatingTree starts his haters guide. Let's see what he has to say about my Dolphins. Or the rest of the AFC. And let's do this. In about 3, 2, 1, play.
Welcome to the NFL. An
That's
entity
right.
that hasn't had to feel the brunt of the coronavirus shutdown. At least until the past month or so. With another football season upon us, everyone will be looking to prove themselves or remain at the top. That also includes us plebs in the fantasy football circuit.
Wow.
And that's why this video is sponsored by FanDuel.
Of course.
They've just launched this new feature called Best Ball. It's pretty much a plug-and-play situation. You draft your team, you don't have to worry about salary caps or lineup changes. It's just fantasy football without the micromanagement. And like in fantasy football, it combines the top scorers from your roster each week and the best rosters win big. For me this year in fantasy, I'm feeling really good about Nick Chubb, Deshaun Watson,
I'm not
Adam
a
Thielen,
person
and
that's
for a
into
late-round
this
sleeper,
FanDuel
Jerry Jeudy.
things.
Best of all, it's
Not for me.
absolutely free to play. But if you're bold, you can put some money
But
down on the
definitely
season
free
for
has
fantastic cash
its
prizes.
merits.
To help you out, they'll offer up to a $500 bonus on your initial deposit with their 20% match. If you're interested in getting started on some best ball action, the link is
Not
in the
me.
description below. And don't forget to thank FanDuel for sponsoring this video. Now on to the 16 teams in the AFC.
Ooh.
Thank the gods that Terry Pagula's grubby hands aren't all over this franchise. Without intense meddling like his other team, the Bills have managed to seemingly recover from years of lolcowdom. You have a legitimate team. You have a competent management and coaching core. The defense is still as strong as ever, even without Star Lotulelei. You finally have a big-time wide receiver in Stephon Diggs. And even better, that team that always bullied you might be out of the way. Things might be looking
Patriots.
bright for you. Even then, you know what is the key to any greater
Question
success
is,
than
can
what
they
you've already
take
done.
over?
You
Or
know
does
far
something
too well.
the Patriots
if this
can
guy
still...
is truly as good as Bills fans say, you'll be in good hands. If he doesn't take that next step, well, we already know how to trigger you.
Oh,
The
God.
tank for Tua is allegedly over. With their fantastically huge
We'll
cap
see.
room over the offseason, the Dolphins splurged on some of the best talents available in free agency. Big contracts thrown out to Byron Jones and Kyle Van
I made a
Noy.
video about
the D-line
this
bolstered with
if you
Shaq
want.
Lawson and Emmanuel
It
Ogbah.
should be...
The offensive line
links
solidified
are
with
at either the
Eric
bottom of the video
Flowers.
or in my channel, or
Apparently
wherever
he
you
did
can find
okay
it.
as a guard in DC, so yay. With these new additions, there will be more expectations, even with another year of rebuilding on the menu. If they're wise, they won't throw Tua into the fire. Fitzpatrick is better for memes anyway. They
Yep.
honestly just need more time, just like he does. We are all skeptical of the Patriots, even in these times.
It's a new
I've
Patriots
been on record
era.
saying that I wouldn't call them a dying team until everyone and their mother left the organization. Well, nearly everyone's gone. Brady gone to Florida for retirement. The defense ravaged by a combination of free agency and players opting out of play. They'll miss Dante
Yeah,
Hightower
we
and
have
Patrick
a lot of
Chung.
people who
Seriously,
says,
the only
nope,
player with a damn
not
left
this
on the D
season.
is Stephon Gilmore. Good luck trying to expand his island to the entirety of the football field. Even then, the hoodie is still here, hungry as ever. It comes with a complimentary Cam Newton. It's lost some luster and could be cooked due to injuries, but it's still
Let's see
super
if
damn. Nobody
Bill
will have
Belichick
sympathy
can
if you
make
call this
Cam Newton
shit.
to a
Unless you get Trevor
superstar again.
Lawrence, then we're all fucked again. No matter what they do, the Jets cannot escape their stereotype. Their offseason may have been focused more on solidifying an underwhelming offensive line, but it still has questions. Will pissing off their best defensive asset in Jamal Adams have potential repercussions due to his trade? How will George Fant convert to blindside tackle? Is Mekhi Becton ready for a starting role? Will this line
Are they in
measure
the
up for
rebuilding
Le'Veon Bell to
phase,
fully
or
use
they're
his greatest
just
strength and vision?
trying?
The other big
I don't
question
know
is with Mono
I
Man
haven't been paying
himself.
attention to the Jets,
Sam
so I don't
Darnold
know
has
what they're
shown
doing this
flashes of
season.
brilliance followed by some of the most baffling decision-making in recent memory. Will the real Darnold please stand up and stay away from the bars this year? The only shots I want to see are deep throws to his receiver.
If that's his
Here's the
problem,
ageless
I'm
Frank
pretty
Gore from
sure the
Wolves
Jets will be
Report.
the first team to go,
Last year
uh-oh,
was a
we have
kick in the
Corona.
teeth. Talking endless shit before the playoffs only to be humiliated on home soil by Derrick Henry using your star safety as a glorified fullback.
You got your butts
Speaking
beat by
Thomas,
Tennessee.
He may be more of a cancer on a team's health than we previously thought.
Yes.
Why, you ask? Just look at this offseason. When a player is late for meetings repeatedly for reasons such as getting his car washed, his priorities may not be in order. It came to a head after getting into fisticuffs in practice with
I would sit on as long as I wanted to if he did that to me.
At that point, the Ravens had enough and simply removed the polyp from their body. Maybe this is what he meant by no big plays. Despite the episode, the Ravens will still be looking to retain AFC North supremacy. Lamar Jackson is hoping to further develop as a passer to further diversify his game. I just hope that groin injury he got doesn't linger. He's too special to deal with that ailment. The Joe Burrow age has begun. It will take a bit of time before the Bungles truly climb out of the abyss, but they can at least have some semblance of hope for the first time in a few years. That may be one of the only bright spots for them this season. If they're lucky,
Bungles were the ones
will come back
who
to
got the
form
first
and
round
make that
pick,
sweet
right?
magic with this new quarterback. If not, at least they have another year of Joe Mixon to waste. The good news is
statistically
that
speaking, even if the Bengals got this guy,
something about past stretches of being
his
in the
chances for a
for
Super Bowl
time.
run does not seem
Perhaps having no expectations this year
imminent.
will help. Last year was enough said. This time, the Browns chose to go back to the analytical approach that they chose to blow up several years earlier because Jimmy Haslam is knee-jerk as all hell. This offseason, they chose to fix the non-sexy parts of the roster. Offensive line, analytically favored players, the stuff that has more substance than flash. The Browns have talent, that's never been questioned, but can they corral it? To do so, they'll need Baker to prove last year was just a sophomore slump and not the league adapting to his play style. As Myles Garrett becomes the most hated man in Pittsburgh, I hope they do better this season. If not, I cringe to think what Haslam will do. This team's true Super Bowl window may be over, but don't let the team and its fans know. Big Ben is coming back. He's no longer Captain Fatfuck, but the beautiful butterfly that
He was injured last
season,
season, right?
A man who has
I
overcome
forgot.
the demons of alcohol and pornography. Just watch him throw a few
Oh,
footballs
God.
and Steeler Nation will cream itself in anticipation of loading over Cleveland for another year. Even Juju, in the final year of his contract, can smile in anticipation. The defense is still as strong as ever and looking to take names. The only thing
It's
that
gonna
can
be a
stop them
weird
are
season
themselves,
without
they say.
NFL fans.
And then you realize that they're putting
At
all of their
least
faith
for
into a
some
38-year-old
stadiums.
quarterback coming off of a major elbow surgery. That usually doesn't end well, but a fool and his hope are soon parted.
I'm guessing in UrinatingTree's eyes, they did a whole lot of things wrong.
Should have fired him back in January, Houston. Congratulations, Indianapolis. Your team is officially pregnant. But Tree, you say, how can a non-living entity be carrying a child? Easy, it's because Phillip Rivers is now your starting quarterback. Everything around him just becomes impregnated by proxy.
Oof.
Its virile fertility and fuck the consequences passing style may seem like a desperate heat for a team trying to replace Andrew Luck, but that won't stop the Colts from trying. They know this is a team that only needs a quarterback to realize their true potential. Maybe an elite running back as well, but QB first and foremost. They didn't bring in DeForest Buckner and give him a lot of cash for nothing, you know? In the end, there are two words Indianapolis doesn't want to hear regarding their team. What if?
Wow.
Every bit of good that Jacksonville once had 2 years ago is all but gone. Now comes a withered husk of a team that could have been but never was. There will be some good memes due to Gardner Minshew, but what else is there? Waiting to see the final embarrassing ruination of Leonard Fournette? The relentless impasse between Yannick Ngakoue and the team that finally ended? Veteran assets on defense being traded for a mere pittance? One of your defensive linemen retiring due to a heart issue? It feels like nothing but misery here, and they won't even get their de facto home games in London to comfort them. Hopefully this rebuild won't last about 10 years this time.
Ooh.
Not that I have confidence in this team to pull it off. I have an odd feeling about the Titans, and I don't know why. They had a good year last season, but I just keep thinking that they dramatically overplayed their talent level and will taper back down to the perennial 9-7 jobber to the stars that they are. Tannehill, you hope, will maintain form from last season, especially at that handsome contract he just signed with the team. Derrick Henry,
for
even
Tannehill.
with the franchise tag, you hope can run over everyone with haste yet again. There was that whole weird situation with Vic Beasley where we wondered if he was going to opt out or not. Spoiler, he didn't.
Wow.
Everything is mostly the same, which is good, but I still can't shake my previous feelings. Is it because I'm just getting stuck on narratives? Hopefully. Perhaps John Elway was playing fifth-dimensional chess with his many bags of oats.
I think
All
this
he had
team's
to do was
curse since
finally hit on the
Peyton Manning
glories
won
of
the
the tall white
Super Bowl.
quarterback. Drew Lock showed promise in his performances last season, and Denver will be looking for more from their golden goose. They got legitimate help for him on the offensive front. A promising wide receiver in Jerry Jeudy and a strong running back in Melvin Gordon. Even better, Bradley Chubb is coming back from his tragic injury last season, so the pass rush should be as deadly as ever. There may even be fans allowed in to an extent to see this team. This year they have a chance to be a dark horse, no pun intended. They just have to have everything go their way. I just don't know if it can in a division with a certain Super Bowl champion in it. Oh my God. Look at this bounty. Patrick Mahomes not only got paid, he discovered the goddamn monolith. A 10-year contract worth $500 million if all options are exercised. I know he's worth it, but holy shit. Kansas City, welcome to the aftermath of a Super Bowl win. When everyone gets paid. No, it's not just him. Travis Kelce also gets to destroy several banks with his new deal. Frank Clark gets a huge jump in his pay this season as well. Andy Reid and Brett Veach? Let's just say there will be many delicious cheeseburgers in Reid's future at that salary.
Someone tell me about the cheeseburger thing. I'm very confused on that part.
But they should still be highly competitive, particularly with Mahomes. But I just can't stop looking at his new contract. Holy shit. Welcome to Sin City. A land that's
Except
been economically
they won't have fans.
But the
At least I
Raiders
don't think
seek
so.
their fortune here regardless. It's a team still trying to build into something competitive, even though there are still questions regarding Derek Carr's
Oakland.
long-term future here. Once again, though, the issue in the black hole is going to be team defense. They had massive issues there last season, and there are plenty of new pieces brought in to try and stem the tide. I'm looking forward to Corey Littleton on this defense, but the rest are hopes and prayers. Maybe Max Crosby keeps up his performance, maybe not. Maybe more draft picks pan out, maybe not. That is the question. Although I'd be scared if I were Mark Davis. If they don't allow fans in for a long period, it may cost him his franchise. He took out a ton of loans for this, you know? You have done a tremendous job wasting the outstanding core you once had. Phillip Rivers, the last of those great teams of the past, is gone. Cast aside for the new flashy Oregon product in Justin Herbert. If you look at past Oregon quarterbacks,
Those
at the NFL
stadium
level,
there is
it's
going to look
not
emptier
good, but
than
perhaps it could
ever.
be different. At least they better hope so, since this is more than likely going to be a rebuilding year for the Chargers. People may bitch about the lack of fans at games this season, but it's going to benefit them, honestly. They won't have to deal with a glut of opposing fans every single game. Yep, that's going to be the butt of every joke this season. It will be until they either somehow gain a foothold here or move elsewhere. By the way, Derwin James is out with a long-term injury again. Isn't that fun?
Wow.
Standings-wise, it's going to be tough to gauge, since most divisions aren't as top-heavy as in seasons past. For the AFC East, I believe it's Buffalo's turn to take the reins. The AFC North remains in the grasp of Baltimore for the time being. The AFC South goes to Houston in spite of Bill O'Brien's brilliant moves. The AFC West shockingly goes to Kansas City. For the 3 wild cards, anyone's guess, but I have a good hunch about Indianapolis, Denver, and Cleveland. Don't know why, but I just do. This is the beginning of a new age for the AFC. The shackles of Brady are gone, and probably
We will
replaced with the
see.
shackles of Mahomes. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss.
You are going to take this trophy home after 50 years to your great fans. You are Super Bowl champions. Congratulations to your entire organization.
Congratulations.
Coach Reid, all you great players. Congratulations.
Thank you, Commissioner Clark.
15, 16,
There you go. Norma, give it a
17.
kick. Go ahead.
So, yeah. That was the Hater's Guide to the AFC East. If anyone wants me to do the NFC, let me know. Yeah. I agree from what he mostly says, though I would say maybe Tennessee will get a spot in the playoffs, but that's just me. Maybe I believe in Ryan Tannehill too much. As for the Dolphins, I don't expect too much from them, just lay low. I'm surprised they traded Josh Rosen, especially what type of year this is. If this was not the year, then I say go ahead, not trade him, drop him. But, it's like, let him just sit back, relax, and chair, and don't get him involved too much. Let's just see what happens. Alright. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time. Goodbye.